Hey guys, so it is Tuesday, December 3rd. Anyways, it's Tuesday and this is technically the first day of the vlog for this week because I'm sick and I didn't film it all yesterday. I just laid on the couch and I was trash. I watched some 90 Day Fiance. I got my trash on. I'm here for it. It's trashy and I can't with half those people. But anyways, back to what's on topic. This week, I kind of want to try to read Strange the Dreamer by our girl Lainey Taylor. I listened to it actually, and I really loved listening to it. But since I listened to it like a month or something after it came out, I want to reread it. Especially like I know that with me listening and reading, I interact with the text differently. While reading, I can interact with the author more, if that makes sense, because I'm reading her words. Anyways, I'm gonna read it this time and then try to read Muse of Nightmares afterwards. Though the books are kind of big and I've been like it's been really hard to get me to read fantasy lately because I've been working so much on contemporary stuff and blah blah blah. But I've got some editing notes for one of my contemporary projects and I'm gonna work on that. And since that one's something that's already pretty much said and done, I think I'm gonna also be able to read some fantasy while I work on that. I'm so happy because there's no like, you can probably tell I'm all giddy. There's no like conceptualizing that I really have to do. I just have to kind of get in scene and write down some of these scenes. So I'm so ready for this on my contemporary project. And I'm ready to like read some other stuff. Actually, let's look at the bookshelf really quick. So as you can see on the bookshelf, this was my pile here that I kind of had like an idea of what I was going to read after I finished Jodi's manuscript of When She Reigns. And it didn't really happen. I didn't pick up City of Brass yet. It just was too big. I wanted to finish Name of the Wind, but I didn't feel like it. And then The Black Witch, I started reading like the first chapter and the style of it was kind of like not driving with me at the moment. I think most of it was that I was coming on with a cold, and when I have a cold, I want something that's kind of cozy and like not gonna be too much for me to like get into. And since I've already listened to Strange the Dreamer and I know the story, like I can just soak in the writing stuff. Yay! So I'm gonna try with that one. If I pick it up and I'm not into it, like don't even come at me, guys. It's not that I don't love the story, it's just I might not want to read it at the moment. I want to have some other options available to me, like the stuff I got from the library that I still need to read because it's all due back like tomorrow. My husband's gonna kill me. So interesting story, I used his library card to check out these books. Yeah, I used his library card to check out these books, and apparently one of them was due back early, and there's a $1.25 like fine on his account, and now he's mad at me because he said that he didn't want me to use his card because I'm always racking up fines. And I was like, dude, it's $1.25. We can just pay it right now. And he's like, no, we need to go inside to pay it so that you can like actually feel the ramifications of it. And I was like, bruh, get out of here with that nonsense. So yeah, I should probably read those before I rack up more charges, which I probably will, whatever. If you guys still happen to see anything that you'd like for me to look at, take it as a grain of salt. Just because you want me to don't mean I will. But by the time like you see this the next week, you know, just throw like, you should read this next. I'm really trying to focus on stuff that I have on my shelf versus stuff that I don't have, just because I really need to get rid of a lot of books. Like, I mean, like download them into my head instead of just on my shelf. I have American Gods down there and I really want to get to that one too. But anyways, yeah. So that's what's on the bracket for today. And then after this, I'm not going to read just yet because I promised my son that we would do arts and crafts. Oh my gosh. So, yeah, this is the Christmas section. I literally cleared this whole space so that we would have like this box of like Christmas arts and crafts stuff to do. And like I will show you the little montage of like my cart at Michael's because they had a 60% off like all their Christmas stuff sale and then a 25% off coupon of their sale items, and a bitch went ham. Yeah, first I'm gonna do that with my oldest, and then I will dedicate the rest of my evening to reading and trying to get better because this is still sick. Okay, so I'm in bed because I'm still sick and tired. And I've read like 120 pages and it's still as good as it was listening to it. I really do like love this story. Like, if I could write like it was poetry, the way that Lainey Taylor does, I don't know. I don't know what I do. I guess I'd be Lainey Taylor. But like the major problem that I'm having is I'm sick, and I think I just need something really trashy to read. And I don't mean trashy like it's a low budget, low quality book. I mean trashy like, you know, like the characters are just full up on drama nonstop, just be doing the mostest. And yeah, because I just need some people to nitpick and judge while I feel like my worst self. Hey y'all, I'm not even gonna bother with what day it is because I'm sick and a bitch don't care. Now, I know I said I was going to read Strange to Dreamer, but I'm still sick, and for some reason I can't, like, it feels like I'm suffocating when I sit down to read. I'm in one of those sloppy places in my life right now where I just want to read trashy stuff and feel, like, judgmental towards, like, other characters, and really, like, get on a high horse and be like, no, bitch, fix your life. You know, I just got to read to my taste, so I'm putting, Strange the Dreamer down right now. Maybe after I'm done being sick, I'll be a lot happier. Honestly, child, if you keep screaming at me, we're gonna have a problem. Oh my god. But you know what? I think I have a solution, so don't worry about it. We're gonna play Tinder TBR. I don't even know how to do real Tinder, but we're gonna do that. I'm gonna left and right some thoughts on which books I want to read, and then we're gonna go on the first date with the book. We're gonna read one chapter, and then we're gonna see if we can continue the date on from there. So stay tuned to Tinder TBR. Oh my god, I just can't. Thank you. Charlie! So before I started my TBR like Tinder thing, I was gonna go and get some pizza from the store. And a bitch got the wheat-free crust. You know what? When I'm sick, if I want to eat some motherfucking junk food, I'm gonna go all out on the junk food that I eat, even though it's probably gonna make me sick for longer. But I'm so mad because I got the wheat-free crust. Like, what is that? What is this? At least, you know, whatever the gluten was gonna do to my sickness, it will no longer do. But I'm still low-key mad. Just in case you wanted to see the pizza, this was it. I mean, it looks good. It's just the crust looks like that shit from those Lunchables. Hopefully, this bitch will help make another bitch better. It's like this organic immunity boost that like has cayenne pepper and a bunch of other like disgusting shit all mixed up in one bottle that nobody ever wants to have at once. So I was gonna show you guys the like slide left and right like whole thing with me and picking the books. But then I realized I don't know how to use Tinder, and I don't know like how you swipe, what like right or left means. And to be honest, I could not be bothered to Google that shit, so I just picked like 4 books, and here we go. I'm gonna show you guys the books that I picked. Don't judge my fucking iPad. I busted my screen, and I still haven't got it fixed, and I don't know when I will. Everything around me is falling apart, including my body. Ugh. Okay, so I'm gonna try this N.K. Jemisin, The Inheritance Trilogy. The first book is like 100,000 Kingdoms, and I think so. I've been meaning to like read that one, so I'm gonna try it, and then I'm gonna try this space opera because it's literally like Eurovision but in space, and I'm trash for shit like that. And then I like went to my library online because the bitch don't leave the house, and I found their Tell Me 3 Things is something. I found the audiobook and the real book, and I probably listen while I read it because I also can't be bothered to read with my eyes apparently. And I got Vampire Academy. Ignore everything else. But I'm going to try Vampire Academy and Tell Me 3 Things. And I'm going to read the first chapter of each one and then see who's going to go on the second date with me. Because I need entertainment and I need somebody to make me feel whole again. So I'm a trashy bitch who's going to be trashy with me. So I started with the Inheritance Trilogy. Y'all ever pick up a book and think that it was smarter than you? Like, I don't know, maybe it's the fact that I have all 4 books. It's a trilogy and a novella all here together. Oh my god, I'm gonna sneeze. Maybe it's because it's so fucking like big and thick that it's like intimidating or something, but I like only got through 6 pages and I have no fucking clue what's going on. Like, I don't know. I don't know. This girl has like 15,000 names and she's somewhere and I don't know.
So clearly, this bitch is too smart for me right now, and I'm just gonna put her away. Okay. I think I'll try it again another time, and I know that people say the Broken Kingdom is even better than this one, so I don't know. But it just, like, it requires way too much fucking concentration. I don't know if it's just that I'm sick, or if, like, it's just the adult fantasy thing where all the styles are very, like, it's not as accessible as YA. And so you have to, like, really be paying attention. I don't know if it's that or what, but yeah. Oh my god, why are they so loud? Okay guys, so I'm back with Tell Me 3 Things. I read the first chapter on that. And Tell Me 3 Things is a contemporary romance about a girl who used to live in Chicago until her mom died. And the story starts when she's at her new school in Los Angeles living with her dad and her, like, crazy crunchy stepmom. And somebody sends her, like, emails from her new, like, prep school for, like, richy rich kids. And they go to the school and they're sending her emails under an anonymous name under the guise of trying to help her navigate school. And so in the first chapter, it's okay so far. I mean, like, it has a lot more voice than, like, a lot of the contemporaries that I usually pick up, which, thank God. But I think I can kind of get with her. She's a little, like, snooty from Chicago. Don't be liking them LA types. And you know what, girl? I kind of understand. Oh my god. I had to put in some background music because I swear the kids are even louder when there's, like, no, like, ambience going on. So anyways, I think the first chapter is okay, but it got a little weird when I read this line. And that was, life threw its punches. I got shat on, but I took it in the mouth to mix my metaphors. And I was like, wait, girl, what? And I was like, okay, well, she only did it once. I'll just let it pass. Like, that's a weird image, like, of somebody being shat on in the mouth. I mean, like, okay. So then I kept reading, but she mentions it again, and I'm like, girl, why do you keep saying this? She's like, so after she says, to mix my metaphors, or not, sometimes it just felt like getting shat on in the mouth. My only point of pride, no one saw me cry. Girl, I've had some ups and downs in life, and I'm damn near 30, but I don't think I've ever suffered anything that felt like getting shat on the mouth. Shat on in the mouth. I'm sorry that I threw that out there, y'all. And that's why, like, this is a hesitant date too. I will go on to the next chapter, but hesitantly. Hey guys, so I just finished a chapter of Space Opera, and it's by Catherine and Valentine. Like I said, it's like Eurovision in space, and it's kind of like there's this sentient war going on intergalactically, and then Earth kind of like all of a sudden gets like discovered, I think. And they have to prove that they're like a sentient life form. It's like that Rick and Morty episode. Like they have to prove that they are worthy of being people, like their sentience, by, you know, rocking it till you dropping it. Rock it till you drop it. Bum, 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 bum. You know what I'm saying. Anybody know that song? If you do, 10 points to Gryffindor. This date was kind of like when you're sitting down and this person's kind of exciting and interesting to talk to. Like they've got a lot of ideas and stuff, but you walk away from it not knowing a damn thing about them. We haven't been introduced to any main character right now. In fact, I think the disco ball is talking to us. Like it's a very omniscient narrator, and so like the disco ball, disco. Anyways, the omniscient narrator is talking, and I'm just like, okay, but like, who am I following? What are the stakes? Like, get me into the story. It's a lot of like just world building talking, and I kind of peeked at chapter 2 to see if they like would introduce the narrator by then, and no. Or I should say the main character. No. I don't know when the main character gets introduced. Oh, I think he is, but it's not from like the main character perspective. It's very much like omniscient perspective, and I just feel like at the end of it, I'm gonna go on this journey that I wish I would have watched instead of read because it's so distant. But I'll see. I mean, like, I might take it on date 2. We'll see how I feel after Vampire Academy. I am low-key a little excited for this one because I want to talk about something really quick called accessibility. So a main thing that I think about when you hear the word accessibility is young adult, because a lot of people use it to describe commercial young adult. They just mean that it's easy overall to like get into the story, understand it, and like get on with the plot, the characters, and just dive in. It takes very little effort for the reader. And usually it's kind of said, or I think it gets a little bit of negative connotation because it's usually used when talking about young adult. And honestly, I want to be like, what is the fucking problem with it being accessible? Like, to me, George R.R. Martin is accessible. It's not like Tolkien fantasy. Where with Tolkien, I mean, like, what's the running joke that you can spend like 3 pages on a blade of grass when reading Tolkien, like, you know, like The Hobbit, you know, that's like the running joke, is that he's so descriptive and he builds his world, and that can be good and interesting. There's not saying that there's no value in that. It's just, it's not as accessible for people to read and to people to get into the story and into the world. So, like, for me, I think accessibility is a big factor because I want to be pulled in to the world completely. I don't just want to be toured around it. And if I do want to be toured around it, like, you know, you're asking me to invest a lot of time when it's in book form. I don't mind if I'm watching something, but even then, like, I want to feel compelled to come back. And I think it just depends on the type of person that you are. But for me, accessibility is a high, like, key factor that I hold near and dear to my heart because I want to feel something. I don't just want to be intrigued. So yeah, I think accessibility gets a bad kind of rep or rap. Bad rap sheet. Accessibility. Okay, I'm done. I'm so sorry. But I think it gets a bad rap because it's always tied to young adult, and young adult is like the king of bad rap. Because let me stop. Sorry, it's because I'm sick. That's a lie. I think young adult is always, like, you know, everybody always wants to look down on young adult. People, like, pull up, like, people will be like, this picture book is so amazing. Oh, my God, that young adult book is, like, trash. So, it's, like, it's funny. But I think, you know, it says a lot. Also, I think it says a lot about how things that get attached to young adult, like, think tropes, like love triangles, anything that's essentially associated with what women generally like always gets thrown through the mud. Like, ew, it's romance, it's trash. A lot of things that are very young adult present tend to get like crapped on in the general public, but are also things that everyone looks for in most media that is popular. Like when you think about Marvel movies, when you think about storytelling in general, I think young adult does it best because we aim for that accessibility. We aim to connect to the reader via the character and the journey that the character is going on. And when you think about the stuff that people really watch and I don't mean like critics, I mean like at a whole level, like the world gets excited for this thing. Like people get so excited about these character stories and following people on this journey. Why are my kids so aggravating? But when you think about it, like Westworld, even though it had all of HBO's like money behind it, it's still not as popular as say Game of Thrones, when in all actuality it had some of the same like cool elements of what should have been eye-capturing and entertaining and intriguing and completely thought-provoking for everybody. But it wasn't, because it wasn't that accessible. So I think that's interesting, and I just wanted to say that. Now onto Vampire Academy. Let's go on this date. I'm gonna get fresh for it. I'm gonna get fresh. Okay, y'all, already I'm on Vampire Academy. I haven't even gotten to like the second page, and I'm just like, ooh, crazy shit happened. This girl having nightmares, but her nightmares are really this other girl's nightmares, and she's like, girl, wake up, we ain't there anymore. And I'm like, where were y'all? Where were y'all? Accessibility. Excuse me, how did you even get up there?
He says, I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know? Aren't you the one who climbed up there? Oh my god.
Climbed up the same way I did.
Yeah, you both are little climbers.
Yep.
Oh, get off my TV stand! Ah! So I'm on chapter 2 of Vampire Academy, and I love how she gets to this school and immediately there's like these bitches that she can't stand. This bitch that can't stand her friend. And the only other chick is like this little naive, innocent like girl. I'm just like, why are we always gonna be writing girls like that? Like, but I give this book a little bit of lenience because I know it was written a while ago, and this is when tropes are really like being like explored and repeated and like rinsed and repeated. So you know, like I'm gonna give it some leniency on that. I just want to be like, Rose, don't be a bitch. Don't be that bitch, Rose. Come on, girl. If this is gonna work out between us, you can't be that bitch. So we legit just got introduced to her uncle, like the girl Lyssa's uncle that Rose is like a guardian of. And he just said her full name, which is like Vasilissa. Y'all know I'm going to be saying Vaseline the whole motherfucking time through this book. This is a completely unrelated sidebar, but we just met like the headmistress who's like so unnecessarily mean to children. And I think everybody has that one administrator who like for some fucking reason worked in a school but didn't like kids. Mine was actually my US history teacher, and then he became the administrator. He made us read Anne Ryan's, like, The Fountainhead, and the main character in that is, his name was Rourke, and he was all weird and stilted, and we all said in class, and we said to him, like, as we were reading it, we're like, oh my god, you're just like Rourke, Mr. whatever the fuck his name was, and he would always be like, no, but we were like, no, like, legitimately, like, the descriptions are all the same, and then, like, halfway through class, we get through the part where Rourke, like, raped the main woman. And then we were all just like, awkward. But yeah, he was weird. And I don't understand why people who don't like children work at schools with children. Okay, so we're on to like chapter 3. And you know what? I like me some Rose. She's rough around all the fucking edges. But at least a bitch says what she's thinking. And she's all like, you know what? A bitch ain't gonna take no shit. I'm gonna just do what I gotta do. I mean, she seems like the type that's gonna get herself into way more trouble than that's necessary. But I like her. And I like Charlie. He is literally stepping on my Kindle right now. Like, he doesn't even care. Are you serious? Charlie. Charlie. Are you serious right now? You're on my Kindle, cat. And you know my iPad's all busted. Charlie! Turn off my camera. Charlie! Everyone in my life is so fucking defiant. I can't stand it. Hey guys, it's either Thursday or Friday. I don't know which one. I can't be bothered to look. And I am still in Vampire Diaries. No, Vampire Academy. And let me tell you, this 7-year age gap in this romance got me feeling this something kind of way. Like, I don't know about that. I don't know about it. It's weird. It's a little uncomfortable. Now, don't judge me, but because I have been enjoying Vampire Academy so much, I decided to go back and reread some like old favorites that I used to have, like City of Bones, The Mortal Instruments. I remember I stopped at book 3 because I thought it was just a trilogy, and then I found out it wasn't, and I never finished it. So I never finished it. So I don't judge me, but I bought the box set. So I'm gonna finish that and see how that goes, because I've been really feeling like I've been missing trashy, messy relationships lately, so we're gonna do that. But speaking of trashy, messy ass relationships, guess who went to the I went to the youth bookstore, and my son picked out a book on meteorites, and I got me the Throne of Glass series because I'm trash and I'm my lowest self right now, and I just want to read those messy ass relationships. Like, the stuff that just doesn't even make sense, and you're like, why are you guys even doing this? No, this is so messy. They're just so juicy and so good. It's that 90 Day Fiancé shit. It's got me living life on the lowest vibration right now. I need help. But anyways, I'm about halfway through Vampire Academy, and I'm going to finish that up today and throw my thoughts out there, see how I feel about it, and then I'll see if I'll read book 2 or get right into City of Bones, since that's coming in the mail today. I'm feeling good about reading. Like, this, one thing I will say though, what I've noticed about Vampire Academy is it lacks a lot of exposition, like transitional exposition. Sometimes like she just be thinking something and then dudes just pop out of nowhere with, hey, blah 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 blah, and I'm like, where's the taglines and the transition? So it's a little extra simple, but we'll see how it goes. Good morning, everybody. It is Saturday and I have a lot to do. I've got writing and I've got an editing project that I'm also working on, and I also want to get some reading done, but I don't know if I'm going to get the reading done today because I've got a lot of writing to do now that I know exactly what I want to do, and I kind of started last night and figured out what was going on. So, but update on Vampire Academy, you know what, I'm not even really missing it all that much. Mainly because, dang, Selena's loud, my child's loud, the cat's looking at me all loud, like... Okay, so, about Vampire Academy, I don't know if I'm gonna finish it, simply because... You know, I like that it's messy and stuff, but, like, the plot, where is it? It's not really going anywhere. I mean, there's this, like, vague thing where Rose is trying to keep, like, Lissa safe from something, and I'm just like, okay, but what? I don't care. Like, it's just not that interesting, and the romance is super slow burn, so even that's kind of, like, it's, like, there's not a lot of, like, continual tension based on, like, real stakes. It's a lot of, like, ooh, popular girl is trying to come at me, and you know, I'm just not feeling it right now, so I might not even finish that. This might be the last date with me and Vampire Academy, and I am like halfway through the book, but I'm not mad at it. It's just it lost my interest, considering what is at stake isn't that interesting to me. Yeah, that's all. So I might start City of Bones. So anyways, guys, I'm gonna get to work. Stop yelling. I'm gonna get to work, and then I'll break when I eat, and I've got an editing project to do, writing to do, like I said earlier. So I will come back with an update or any writing tips if I have any. And if not, then I will be back with a reading update or when I start reading. Yeah? Okay. Also, my house is a mess and I have to clean at some point, and I don't think it's happening today. Shame.
So I have been writing and working all day, and just in case half of you think I'm some type of Wonder Woman for being able to write while having children and being able to, like, you know, do the stuff that I do, I just wanted you to see the aftermath of that. This is what that kind of looks like. This is me not paying attention to what my children do all day. There's toys in the kitchen on the floor. There's just a random piece of bread. There is frog food, and we don't even have a frog. So that's just some of it. Yeah.
Good morning, book people. Actually, I do have some tea. It's not real tea. It's like kind of some thoughtfulness that I have after writing a scene in my last book. Because I notice a lot on BookTube, there's always on book Twitter, a lot of people are always talking about how, you know, like they feel like they don't have friends, or like they feel on the outs and things like that. And I kind of want to just remind everybody that everything that you think about that person isn't real. I mean, the only thing that is real is what you have experienced with them. You know what I mean? Like, just because you watch a vlog with a few booktubers in it doing stuff, even with my vlog right now, you're kind of creating a whole picture of what my life is like based off of a few short clippings of when I come in. So I just want to, like, remind people that when you're looking for friends and stuff, or if you feel like you're on the outs, or like everybody else is friends but it's so hard for you to make friends, it's like it's not true. And it's not even that hard to make friends with people who seem to have a lot more following than you do. I mean, yeah, the barrier of entry is going to be a little harder because you have to imagine a lot of people want to be their friends for a lot of different fucking reasons, and some of those reasons might not be as wholesome as yours. So it's just about being an honest and authentic person, but more so it's about trying to get out there and meet people in real life. And I know that to say that seems really hard for a lot of people. I know in some cases it's almost impossible for a lot of people because of all sorts of reasons, whether that be practical reasons of, you know, like I just can't afford to go to events, or whether that be more personal reasons where it's like, I don't want to see people. Okay. So, you know, like for a lot of reasons, there are people who don't want to be around crowds or don't want to interact in real life. It's more comfortable to interact online. And all I'm saying is that it's not impossible just interacting online. It's not impossible, but it is much harder than if you're able to interact in real life. And just because interacting in real life is a little bit easier sometimes than online, or I should say it's a little easier to get past the facade of the online persona and start to break those barriers down, it's still just as hard because you're trying to communicate and build a relationship. And you're not going to have a relationship that you want, you're going to have the one that you develop. Like, there's a lot that goes into the shit that we make up in our heads, right? Like, think about the last friend that you made. Think about what you thought of them before you were friends, and then after you're friends. Your perspective on them probably changed quite a bit. Or just think about somebody that you thought was okay, and then someone you ended up hating after you got to know them for whatever reason. And it's because you got to know them. They didn't change. They didn't become a different person. You just no longer get to, your perspective on them just changed. We tend to make a whole story about a person based on what we want from that person or what we think about that person. And we have to remind ourselves constantly that those stories aren't real. Those stories are stories because we made them up, because that's just what our brain does. Our brain fills in the gaps always. And I just want to remind people to be careful of that you're not alone. You don't have to be alone. It's just your brain kind of filling in the gaps of things. And depending on what your internal dialogue is, if your internal dialogue is often negative or says negative things about you, then what you fill in is probably going to be a lot of stuff that is based on insecurity and not necessarily based on truth.
Hey everybody, I'm back and it is Monday, so this is gonna be like the last day of my vlog and I'm gonna edit it and upload it tomorrow. So I wanted to come back and just say, I didn't read anything else. I finished my editing on my project and I'm almost done with the other project that I have going on. And yeah, it's been a fun day. So I don't have any like tips or anything. I did watch Dumplin' and it was such a good movie. It like was giving me still Magnolia vibes because it was set in the South. And you guys don't know this about me, but like I'm from Florida. And even though I'm black, and you know I'm black, so I have like a love-hate relationship with the South. Like the South is such a colorful place, and at the same time, it's like entrenched with the blood of my ancestors. So, you know, it's like a bittersweet melody with me. And that's kind of all my feelings about the South. But I love Dumplin', and it brought back all the good parts kind of it, or like some of the sweet things. And the acting was great, the direction was great, the cinematography was good. I loved a lot of the messages in the movie, and one of the biggest messages was love big. And on top of that, it was a movie really about like sisterhood and the bonds between women. And it was a great movie overall. If you're looking for a rom-com, don't go to Dumplin' because you will be disappointed. It's not a huge romance. It's more of like a family life drama, more so than anything. Because I still have a lot of work to get done, and I still have to get some work done today on this other paid editing project that I have going on. And then either later on tonight or tomorrow, I'm gonna jump back into the next round of edits on my book. And I'm excited for that. The expansion that I've done on this book has been so much fucking fun. Bri said I wasn't gonna do any tips, but I got a tip. So if you're a writer and you want to be traditionally published, the best tip that I can give you is...
Okay, so I was editing my blog and I realized that as soon as I got to like my last writing tip, the entire video like fucked up, like the sound and the voice weren't on sync, and I was just like, let me just reshoot this. So my tip is to find your tribe, and that means like, I know this is so easy to say as someone on the other side of it and not the come up of it, but it is so important. Don't take every rejection as a rejection of you and what you're doing and all of that sort of stuff. Like, when you're looking for an agent and then eventually a publisher or an editor and a publisher, you really need to find people who really champion your story and who love it just as much as you do, because that is the difference between life and death. I'm telling you, I was trying to figure out like a subplot to add to this story to kind of give it a little bit of extra layer and oomph. And I called my agent and we were talking, and she's like, how about this? Boom, boom, boom. And I was like, dang girl, this is magic, because you a genie giving out them like wishes, and I'm over here like bang, 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 and we killed that. So I'm super excited for the project that I'm working on. I absolutely love where it's going, and it's mainly because of the love of other people around this project. Like, their love helps me to like really see this story in ways that I didn't even see it before. And I loved it before, but now I'm just like, oh my god, it's like another one of my babies. It's real. I don't know if you can tell, I'm super excited about my book, but yeah, that's kind of my tip. I know that that's like, it's a hard one. It's really hard, especially when you feel like, I just want any agent at this point. Like, bitch, you know, so I totally get it, but at the same time, it's worth the wait to find the right person and to work with the right people. So on that note, I'm gonna wrap up this reading vlog because the bitch kind of failed. I mean, I went on a date, but I ain't finished any. I mean, like, I ain't boot up with no books right now. But I'm gonna start City of Bones in the next one. It's Tuesday today, and I should have started filming like technically yesterday, and so I still haven't started that. But I'm gonna start reading that eventually, probably after this
next round of edits that I go through on the story I'm working on, because I just love it. I can't stop. Won't stop. But once I chill with that, I'm gonna pick up City of Bones. And you know what? We're gonna Tinder this bitch again, because just because Vampire Academy didn't have the meat on the bones that I was looking for doesn't mean that she ain't still pretty and I might not go back to her. Like, let's see what City of Bones has going. But if City of Bones come up and it's like, girl, I got the meat and the message, I might be like, okay, bitch. Ah. So we'll see. Guys, that is the wrap up for this vlog. Thanks for joining me again. And it's super long. Let me know in the comments, do you want these to be shorter? Because I can like chop them up a little sooner, have them be done, like maybe do 2 a week or something. I don't know. They're really long. Let me know what you think. I know I'd be talking all the damn time. I'm still talking. Let me get off. I will talk to you later. TTYL. Talk for now. Bye.